My name's Dan Kittredge. I'm the director of the Real Food Campaign, and we're going over a number of clips here on principles that can empower growers to maximize vitality in their soil, in their crops, and nutrition in their crops. This topic is protein synthesis. That is the building of proteins in the plant leaf itself. Plants, the first thing that they do with their green leaves is photosynthesis, which with chlorophyll they create simple sugars. And those simple sugars are the building blocks of all the other compounds that the plant builds. Every plant has a different DNA that facilitates the creation of different compounds and structures. But protein synthesis is one of the processes. First, we start with the simple sugars and we create complete carbohydrates that are stable. From complete carbohydrates we create complete proteins. From complete proteins you create essential oils, and from essential oils you move on to the secondary plant metabolites, antioxidants, phytonutrients, things like that. Those attributes which are the real vitalizing, health-giving compounds in plants as we understand it, as nutritional science currently understands it today. And that process of building more and more complex compounds requires that the overall system be functioning at a high level, that all the necessary minerals necessary to build those compounds are present, that all the systems are in place, that the biology is taking the minerals from the soil and feeding them to the plants, that the plant has everything it needs to create this complete large chain compound, or even their fractal structures oftentimes. And the process of creating complete proteins, which is the second step out of those four that I laid out, when that is being done sufficiently by the plant, is when it becomes insect resistant. Insects do not have the enzymes in their simple digestive tracts to break down complete proteins, and so a plant that has complete proteins in its leaves will be indigestible for an insect. It's as though I gave you a bale of hay and said, here, eat this. We humans don't have the necessary capacity in our digestive tracts to break down cellulose. Cows do. Cows have different biology in their digestive tract, so they can consume hay. We can't. It's not necessarily evident to us by looking at a leaf whether or not it has complete proteins being built, but if we have pest infestation, then we know that we are not doing that. Sometimes some of the soil tests that we look at, we can see if you have sufficient sulfur, sufficient nitrogen. You can look at a tissue analysis and know fairly well whether it's going on or not. You can look at the weak acid soil test to tell you what the plant has available to it in real time, and that'll tell you oftentimes whether the plant is going through complete protein synthesis or not. But it's this process of building complete proteins and other complex compounds which is the objective of the biological process. We're not growing tomatoes for sale by pound, we're growing tomatoes for consumption by humans. And the objective is to have as many high quality minerals, nutrients in those tomatoes as possible to have them give the healthful attributes to the humans. Our conventional agronomic practices produce for yield as in quantity, not as yield as in quality. And that's the shift that we're trying to present and facilitate. Thank you.